Hi guys, Rupa here to chat with you today about Valentine's Day treats for your kids' classes. It's February, and if you're the parent of a school-age child, then you know that it's time to start thinking about classroom Valentines. So there are 3 basic types of Valentine's Day treats for the classroom: homemade, hybrid, and store-bought. Throughout the years, I've done all 3. And it really just depends on how early I start thinking about it and how much time I have to spend on it. Number 1, homemade. Full disclosure, I love Valentine's Day, even more now that I have kids. I always start with the goal of making homemade cards. I think this option is the most fun for your kids, and it's a great opportunity for some QT with your cutie. If you're thinking about Valentine's Day as soon as January finally ends, this option might be for you. For homemade cards, I suggest that you first chat with your kids about what they'd like to do, and then do some Pinterest research to come up with a project that you guys can handle. Once you have your idea down, make a list of all the materials you need, plan your in-store shopping times, or better yet, order online, and then set aside some time for you and your kids to get crafty together. The one year I really had it together to make homemade cards, we kept it really simple and just tied these little mini toy dinosaurs that I bought from Target to construction paper cutouts, on which I hand wrote these cute little dinosaur themed Valentine's Day messages. They were a big hit. Number 2, hybrid. This is the method that I turn to most often. While it might be a fun thought to get super crafty and make handmade cards, or maybe it's not a fun thought at all, it's not always easy to find the time to research, buy supplies, and then put it all together. Because I do still like to make it a fun and interactive project for my kids, I very often will buy boxed cards and then include a home-baked treat. Last year, my son was in kindergarten and super into Spider-Man. I had so many really fun ideas for Spider-Man themed homemade cards, but I also had a newborn at home and it just wasn't going to happen. So we bought Spider-Man cards online along with some clear treat bags and found a really cool Spider-Man cookie on Pinterest that we could bake and decorate together. Unfortunately, those cookies were a huge Pinterest fail, but guess what? The kids didn't care what the cookies looked like, and my son and I still had a blast making them together. And number 3, the last type, is store-bought. Not feeling super crafty? Don't really have time to think about Valentine's Day? Don't fret. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going 100% store-bought for classroom Valentines. My son has never turned down an opportunity to pick out some boxed cards for his class. In fact, I'm starting to think he prefers it. While he does love to bake, I've never seen him turn his nose up to store-bought goodies either. If school Valentines are stressing you out, it's time to do yourself a favor and just keep it simple. And one last note that I want to include, I honestly dislike the pressure that we sometimes feel as parents to participate in these types of things. It should be fun, it should be stress-free, and it should be optional and without judgment. Before I had any kids of my own, I volunteered at a preschool where on Valentine's Day, the kids each took turns to pass out the cards that they had brought from home. There was this one sweet little angel who did not have cards from home to share. But when it was her turn, she got up without hesitation, walked over to her cubby, pretended to pull out a bag of cards, and handed out those invisible imaginary cards to each of her classmates. And every single one of those kids took their imaginary card and put it in their treat bag. Kids are amazing. That's it, guys. I hope you're all feeling love in the air today as we prep for Valentine's Day with our kids. What type of classroom Valentine's Day treat are you planning for this year? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons while you're at it. Thanks for watching.